call your therapist, get daylight snacks, sleep well, eat well, drink your water, and most importantly, mind your business. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Harleigh if you're new here. Thanks for coming back if you're not. This video is a part 2 to my winter wellness vitamins and supplements video that I posted last week. So if you haven't seen that, I will link it on the screen and in the description box below. In this video, I'm going to be talking about everything other than vitamins and supplements to keep you physically and mentally healthy throughout the winter. Disclaimer, I am not a nutritionist, dietitian, physician, or mental health professional. And if you think that your needs and the way you feel through winter require more than just some vitamins and a good routine, then I've listed some professional resources in the description box below. In this video, I will be talking about seasonal affective disorder, mental health, and exercise, which could be triggering to some people. So first things first, what is seasonal affective disorder? Seasonal affective disorder, often abbreviated as SAD, conveniently SAD, is a type of depression that comes and goes in a seasonal pattern. Commonly called the winter blues, but it does also affect people in the spring sometimes too. Symptoms of SAD include a persistent low mood, loss of pleasure or interest in normal everyday activities, irritability, feelings of despair or guilt, having no energy and feeling sleepy during the day, craving carbohydrates, and gaining weight. Now don't get me wrong, I crave carbohydrates all year round, but if you think that list of symptoms adds up for you, then I urge you to speak to your GP or a mental health professional. I had a professional mental health assessment last year after feeling all of these things on top of 2020, what was the amazing 2020, and a really bad working environment, and I opted to take CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. It was the only time in my life that I've ever thought to seek professional help. But there are things I learned about myself and just how human beings are wired that I wish I knew earlier in life and have definitely changed my life. So my first piece of advice, recommendation, tip, whatever you want to call it, is to give yourself permission to ask for and seek help if you think you need it. I'm here to validate your feelings. A lot of people dismiss how they think they're feeling in the winter because, oh, it's just winter, oh, it's just miserable. I'm sure everybody's feeling that way. But I'm here to encourage you to feel the feels and do something about it. Now, the weather rumor mills have really been churning when it comes to predicting what kind of winter we're gonna have based on the summer that we've had, and climate change really be out here changing the climate. But the one thing that we can be sure of is that the days are going to be shorter and we are going to be having a lot less sunlight. Data and predictions for December show that here in London, we are expected to see sunrises between 7:43 a.m. and 8:06 a.m. And if you're anything like me, I am already up and potentially back from the gym by 8 a.m. So I need to be mentally and physically prepared to be up and at 'em in the dark. You may have seen in a recent video, I bought a Lumi sunrise alarm clock and I've been trying it out for the last 3 weeks and I am sold. I mean, I already bought it, so yeah, I'm already sold, but I am now selling it to absolutely anybody who will listen to me talk about it. The Lumi sunrise alarm is a wake up light that simulates a sunrise to help you rouse from sleep naturally. Now, this is not sponsored, but I just want to give you as much information as I have. As I said, I'm trying to sell it to anybody who will listen. The light around the face begins to light up 30 minutes before your actual sound alarm time, and there are various settings for how bright you want that light to be or to reach at that time. There are 8 different preset sound alarms and various volume levels. It also has a sunset timer feature, so the exact opposite. It will start to dim from full light to nothing 30 minutes before your scheduled bedtime. This hasn't been something that I've wanted to use, and from my research, it mainly seems to suit people who work a shift pattern and that their shift pattern doesn't revolve around sunrise and sunset, so they probably work an unconventional shift pattern, and this just helps trick their brains into sunsets and sunrises to help them get a sleep routine in. Over the last 3 weeks of me trialing this, the 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. alarm calls haven't been that bad because the clocks are only going back, well, the day you see this video, the clocks will actually be going back. But the real prize has been on the mornings when I wake up between 6:40 and 6:45 in the dark, leave the house around 7 in the dark, and it has made all the difference. Depending on how sensitive you are to light, you may choose to put it on the floor so it's further away from your face. I start to notice the light probably around 10 minutes or 10 sleep minutes. You know, I have no idea how time works when you're asleep, but around 10 minutes before the actual sound element of my alarm. And even that has just made such a difference. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love it. Lumi sell a fancier version of this for around £80 with a lot more settings and a light therapy quality and standard of bulb. Light therapy is when you use a bright full spectrum light to mimic the effect of the sun. I'm gonna see how I go for now before I add anything else into my routine as far as light goes, but I've heard nothing but good things about introducing a light panel into your winter routine. Most people position them on their desks, which is great if you are up and working before sunrise, or if you have a desk or working environment where you don't see the sun or you don't get a lot of opportunities to go outside in the day. One of my favorite things I heard in a mental health webinar last year was daylight snacks, which is as simple and delightful as it sounds. Getting little snacks of light throughout the day. Facing the window when you have your tea or coffee break. If you're someone who commutes, look up from your phone. Let the light into your eyes, let the light touch your face. Your circadian rhythm helps control your daily schedule for sleep and wakefulness. This rhythm is tied to your 24-hour body clock. Your circadian rhythm is influenced by outside things like light and dark, as well as other factors. Your brain receives signals based on your environment and activates certain hormones, alters your body temperature and regulates your metabolism to keep you alert or draw you to sleep. We'll talk about sleep in a minute, but if you want to introduce an SAD light or any form of light therapy, it is best to do it at the same time every single day to keep your circadian rhythm in check. There are 2 great podcasts with a therapist and a psychotherapist in the description box below if you want more information about sleep, SAD and light therapy. Now let's talk about sleep, your quality of sleep and the quantity of sleep. Most adults need between 6 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. I am great at sleeping. I can sleep like a teenager, and based on this data, as a teenager, I slept like a preschooler. Now, of course, these are recommendations and each individual person's needs will vary depending on how active your job is, what you do in the day. But some questions you can ask yourself to assess whether or not you are meeting your sleep needs are you productive and happy on the number of hours of sleep you currently have? Do you depend on caffeine to get you through the day? If you sleep without an alarm set, would you wake up on time? One of the best things you can do for your sleep is to stick to a routine, the same one on the weekdays as on the weekends. I know, boring, but it makes Monday morning so much easier. I use bedtime on my iPhone, which you can just set up in the health section, and it's great for visualizing exactly how many hours of sleep you're getting if your going to sleep time does vary. Taking a hot bath or shower before bed is great if you're struggling with sleep, as not only does it help you get comfortable and relax you, but it actually triggers a drop in your body temperature once you get out, and a drop in your body temperature is what tells your brain it's time to get snug and go to sleep. Make sure you create a really comfortable sleeping environment for yourself. I just put on the winter layer for my quilt. It's like a double layer quilt, and the sleep that I slept those first 2 nights. And also, hear me out, don't drink caffeine past 1 p.m. One study found that consuming caffeine 6 hours before bedtime reduced the total sleep time by 1 hour. Here's a great video from one of my favorite productivity YouTubers, Michelle B. I'm currently listening to the audiobook that she recommends in the video called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. So if you want to nerd out more about sleep, then feel free to join me. The links are in the description. A little bit of a wild card here, and outside of what you usually might hear for wellness habits, but Manuka Honey is notoriously expensive, but it is amazing. Manuka Honey is exclusively from New Zealand and supports wound health, gut health, has demonstrated antiviral properties, acts as a prebiotic, and from my first-hand experience and research for you right here on this channel, can cure a sore throat. No one thing I'm talking about in this video is just gonna make you the epitome of health this winter. And if you're not really into alternative or more holistic health methods, then give this one a miss. But it is a part of my winter health routine, so I thought I'd give it a mention. You are what you eat, so I'm a hash brown, but be better than me. Eat as fresh as you can. If there are ways that I can help you on this channel, if there are videos that you need, recipes that you need, more meal prep, what can I do? What can I do to help you? What can I do to help us? Eat well, eat better, order in less. Let's talk about this in the comments, because Lord knows I need the help too, because it's just so easy to order in. And on the flip side, it is so hard to get up and exercise first thing in the morning. As I mentioned earlier, I like to get up and get my exercise in early. I spoke a bit about this in my calendar planning video, where basically the earlier in the day you put the higher priority things, the more likely they are to get done. I know it's gonna be cold. I know a lot of people have fallen out of love with home workouts thanks to the joys of 2020, but physical activity can really help your mental health by improving your sleep, releasing feel-good hormones that make you feel better in yourself and give you more energy, managing stress, anxiety, or intrusive and racing thoughts by releasing cortisol, which helps us manage stress, following along a workout video, or simply just concentrating on exactly what it is that you're doing just gives your mind something else to focus on too. Upgrade your skincare. Skin is drier in the winter as humidity drops. You might be back in an air-conditioned office, which is just terrible for your skin and you know it. But even if you're at home, having the heaters up too high will also dry out your skin. If you're feeling super dry, don't use a very foaming cleanser. Stick or switch to a oil-based cleanser or a milky cleanser or a gel-based cleanser. I've been using the CeraVe foaming cleanser and also a pear soap, which are both foaming, amazing cleansers, super great at getting sweat and heavy sun cream off in the summertime, but in the winter they might just be doing the most. So this is going to be a switch that I'm also going to be making. For the rest of your skincare routine, toners, serums, etc., apply them to damp skin. Damp skin is way more absorbent than dry skin. Get a high quality serum for hydration. Look for things like hyaluronic acid and niacinamides. Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. Thick creams, and I'm looking at you Nivea, and I'm looking at you Astral, are not necessarily super hydrating for your skin. Again, you need to look for actual hydrating components like hyaluronic acid, ceramides, and glycerin. Sunscreen, okay? Don't be going out getting daylight snacks and expecting not to also be getting UVA snacks. Skin's best friend, your brain's best friend, literally the planet's best friend, water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Hydration recommendations do vary quite a bit, and a bit like sleep, your needs will vary depending on your physical activity and your general health. On the lower safe end of the scale and spectrum, the recommendations are that you should be drinking anywhere between 1.5 and 2 liters of water a day. For anyone who has made it this far in the video, there is a link in the description box that looks like this. I am running a giveaway for people who watch my videos through to the end in celebration of 7,000 subscribers, which I recently hit, and as a thank you to you and a prompt for winter wellness. All the gifts in the giveaway will be related to things I've spoken about in this video. All you need to do is leave a comment on this video and leave your details in the link, and a winner will be chosen at random. The prizes will only be shipping to the UK, so this is only one for UK residents, I'm afraid. If this one goes well, maybe at 10K we can do something that is open worldwide. My last piece of advice is to take your vitamins. I won't be repeating myself. There is a whole video on my channel about this if you want more information, so do go and check that out. There are so many podcasts and videos I have listened to for research for this video, and I've made a playlist of all the ones that I wanted to share with you. The podcasts are all linked in the description box below. So go forth, learn things. If you need to, call your therapist, get daylight snacks, sleep well, eat well, drink your water, and most importantly, mind your business for a healthy and hydrated winter 2021, dare I say 2022. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.